Miles is imprisoned, right? We want to make sure that we take every effort to get Miles out. But in Miles' heart, his number one objective is not to get out of prison. Miles's number one objective is to take down the Chinese Communist Party and free his people. This is why I say Miles is essentially the George Washington of the Chinese people. He's always put the movement to take down the CCP ahead of himself. Remember, Miles didn't have to do any of this. He didn't have to put this money. All the stuff he's been charged with really came from his activities as a freedom fighter. Miles could have just gotten a yacht and gone and partied and been very decadent and been in the Mediterranean or been in Monaco or been in the south of France. He didn't need to do any of this. This was all because of his love of his fellow countrymen, but his deep, deep love for China. I think we're at a phase now, and I think because even the war room, even my abilities in 16 and 17, and first working with President Trump, and my abilities in those out years when Miles and I worked at the beginning phase of a new federal state, my learning curve has been like that, right? And the time in prison only more empowered me. Number one, it was a very prison. Miles can tell you, and where Miles is right now in Brooklyn is it's a hellhole. Miles is in a hellhole. Okay, it's renowned in the prison system of being very tough. Danbury, where I was a very tough prison. One of the reasons it's tough, there's so many drugs in the prison. It makes the young men there, the drug offenders, because listen, they're facing 15 and 20-year sentences. If you're a young man in your 20s and think about the smallness of a prison, which is very small, and you're going to be there for the next 20 years of your life, isolated from your family, it works on you mentally. And the drugs are out of control. It makes these prisons very violent and makes them very dangerous. The fact that Nancy Pelosi put me in there for a misdemeanor that there's never been a prisoner in a federal prison in the history of our country on a misdemeanor.